Good morning, all of you. Here I am presenting you the introduction of business economics. As we all are aware that economics is a very wide subject, that traditionally we can say that economic gives some theories, laws and practices on which we can divert our policies, our laws and our economic problem solution too. But in modern economics or in modern scenario, it convert into a business economics which can very helpful to take the decision and to make the policies in various ways for industrialists and the managers. As far as we concerned about the business economics is very useful and also called as a managerial economics, because managers everywhere to take decisions, they have faced situations in daily which require decision making. Remember, decision making, which is the most important and very crucial part of a manager's ability. The nature of many such situations are primarily related to economic, which requires making the best of the scarce resources. Scarce resources mean whatever resources you have available, a manager has to choose the best alternative from among them. Understand? Business economics has become an integral part of modern business management, because nowadays everywhere every management and every organization has to face so many problems which can soluted by only the business economics. System and its knowledge is necessary for a business management as well as the manager. The traditional economic theory is sufficient to guide the modern management because it is based on many unreal assumptions. As far as we concern in traditional economics, we can say that in traditional economics there are several types of laws like demand law, supply law, production supply theories, etc., etc. But in all the theories, we say that there are some assumptions, or you can say it like limitations of that laws as well. Whenever these assumptions are working, only that time that law and theories will applicable. But in business economics, is it not so? So we can say that business economics is totally different or something different from the traditional economics, while the basis of business economics is also a traditional economics, because their laws and their decisions makings are based on that laws and theories as well. But these theories and laws has some real assumptions of present scenario too. The traditional aspects of various economic values and events may be useful, may an economist, but not for the business managers who is concerned with the problem that related with the activities of his firm. Yes, it is very much clear now that in traditional economics, that laws of traditional economics and theories of traditional economics may be useful for economics but not for the business manager, because a manager has to take the decision on the basis of real scenario, real assumptions or real circumstances, not on the real assumptions, as the traditional theories are depends upon the unreal assumptions. Next, now we can say there has a business economics is applied branch of traditional economics. Traditional economics, which we can say that because always the practical knowledge, whenever you are going to do practical on that theories and laws, that is called as a applied branch. So we can say that business economics is the applied branch of traditional economics. With the growth of management science, The use of the term managerial economics for business economics is becoming more and more popular nowadays because the management has used that economics for their decision making, policies making and forecasting for their business too. The branch of economics is also called economic analysis for business decision, economics of the theory of the firm, science of management, art of decision making and managerial analysis. However, these names are not very popular in business economics, is only used for that word. So next is there are so many definitions. Let's discuss the definitions of business economics. There are several definitions of business economics, as we already discussed that managerial economics and modern economics also called as the business economics. So according to Spencer, business economics is the integration of economic theory with business practices for the purpose of facilitating decision making and forward planning by management. जैसे मैं already we discussed that all the theories and practices application form is taken care in the business economics. That's why it is called the integration of economic theory as well as the business practice and called as the applied branch of economics. Next is according to McNair defined it very clearly that business economics consists of the use of economic modes of thought to analyze because business situations. According to James Bode, business economics is the study of the behavior of the firm in the theory and practices. Again and again here that thing is coming that business economics is a applied or practice branch of traditional economic theories and laws. According to Joel Dean, the objective of managerial economics is show how economic analysis can be used in formulating business processes and policies. According to Moot Paul, managerial economics is the economics applied in decision making. It is a special branch of economics bridging the gap between abstract theory and managerial practice. In Paul's definition, it is quite very much clear that business economics plays a very important role to fill the bridging or to work as a bridging to fill the gap between the traditional economics, theories, laws to practices in the modern scenario or managerial economics. Thus, it is quite clear from the above definitions that the business economics is not a neo-economics, it is an applied branch of economics theory and traditional economics. Now, here are some characteristics of business economics. First one is that the most important thing, it is a microeconomic character. Then use of concept and principle related to the firm. As we discuss and discussing these things, that business economics always uses the firm theories, laws, practices as well as all the principles from the traditional theory, but this concept used by the applied approach in the present scenario or the requirement of the managers. That's next is the educate importance of macroeconomics. As it is a microeconomic character, it's not mean that in macroeconomics business economics doesn't exist. It is very much plays important role in macroeconomics too, because in policies formations, as we discuss in government policies, in monetary policies, fiscal policies, all the policies and budgeting also, government has take the help from the business economics results. The next is a flexible by nature. Business economics is a flexible by nature due to their available and practical approach or applied approach. As in traditional economics, there are something rigid rules and regulations or unreal assumptions, where in business economics it has a flexible nature, because in this nature, by this nature, business economics can place with their situations or accommodate their resources or means according to their demand and supply. The next is a normative rather than the positive science, because yes, absolute, business economics is a normative science. It is not a positive science, because positive science tells that what it is, but in normative science it tells what to be, what is to be, और क्या हो सकता है. So in business economics we can see that in business economics there are always open several points and several opportunity to do the one task or one opportunity in one time, while in traditional economics, which can refer as a science, but there is no opportunity and no scope for expanding their resources or uses or flexible nature. Understand? Next is integration of business theories and practices. Integration and business theories and practices. As we discussed this, it is a theory-based practices or in business scenario. According to their business scenario, a manager can take decision or the management prepare their policies or forecasting about their businesses. But in traditional, we can't do like this. Last characteristics is it is has a applied approach. Now, next is scope of business economics. Scope of business economics, we can divide the scopes of business economics into two major parts, as we discussed that already, that scope of business economics is for the management and the managers. In managers scenario, we can say that managers main work is to take decision, that means decision making. So scope of business economics can be divided into two parts. In the preceding we have acquainting ourselves with the definitions of managerial economics, its main functions, its reach and limitations. It has to perform two major functions, namely decision making and forward planning, which always help managers. In decision making heads, we can divide further. There are four groups of such problems which time to time a manager has to face for decision making. In this, first problem is resource allocation. In resource allocation, the manager whenever take the decisions, he has to keep in the mind that what type of resource they have and what work allocation they can allocate to them. Then second is inventory problem related decisions, then pricing problems related decisions, and investment related problems decision making by managers. So in second hand, there are the forecasting era of economics or business economics. In forecasting, we can divide into a demand, cost and supply. In this, first one is a theory of firm forecasting, planning management. Theory of firm forecasting means whatever we have a theory, whatever we have assumptions according to the situations, if we have that this theory will work for such scenario, then we have to explain this. So such type of decisions, then demand analysis according to productions, according to supply and according to demand. The manager has to take the decisions while and with the help of demand analysis. Then cost and output analysis. Then competition and market analysis, pricing practices, policies, study of consumer behavior, profit management, some profit management and other aspects of macroeconomics, that is national income. In national income also we can calculate national income according to their situations or according to their demand. Now here are some other. Now we discussed that only two heads, the decision making and forward planning, but beside this there are some other area of other scope of business economics which having such following topics will give various types of studies and analysis involved in managerial economics. In this head, first one is profit analysis, cost determination, production possibilities curve, which can say also PPC, market penetration studies, economic forecasting, managerial analysis, break-even analysis, competitive market strategies, antitrust issue, plant location studies, mergers and acquisitions, labor cost studies, capital budgeting, cost of capital, government regulations, etc. Now in last of this topic we conclude this topic with the importance of business economics. As we already a lot of discussions that what is the scopes of business economics, what is the meaning of business economics, we can understand that always business economics helps to take decision and make policies for forecasting, for business management as well as the managers too. Managerial economics itself includes the study of certain aspects of management accounting. Information is obtained by managers from various financial statements of the firm. Such information guides them in taking decision about output, size of the firm, profit analysis, investment program, etc. So we can point out or we can divide into the points the importance of business economics. The first one is reconciling traditional theories and concept of actual business behavior and conditions. We can say that always business economics reconcile the traditional aspects with their present scenario or application formation or the demand of present situation to take the decision. Next is predicting economic quantities. By the business economics, it is most easier way that only by the business economics we can predict the economic quantity. For example, how much quantity of pens will require in 2024 by the demand. So we can accumulate or we can only predict these economic activities or quantities by the help of business economics. Bringing certainty in uncertainty. It is the most important area of business economics where in business there are some type of uncertainty takes place. Only the business economics which can come the certainty in the business field. Estimating economic relationship, helpful in understanding extra forces, basic of business policies, social responsibility of management. Only by the business management or the business economics, managements can be aware for their social responsibility, social CSR, etc. So this is all about the business economics. Hope you understand very well. Thank you so much.